If we're saved by grace, why not just keep sinning? This is exactly the question we need to ask when we talk about the way. Because in our American Christian context, we often see people identify as Christian and say they're saved while their actual way of life doesn't seem to change. And that is not the way. Paul addresses this directly at the beginning of Romans 6. He says, "What then shall we say? Are we to continue in sin that grace may abound? By no means. How can we who died to sin still live in it?" In other words, Paul is saying, hey, if God shows us more grace when we sin, shouldn't we just keep sinning so God can show us more grace? By no means. Absolutely not, he says. How can we who died to sin still live in it? Paul isn't simply talking about individual sinful actions here. He's actually talking about the power of sin, or capital S sin, the dominion and slavery of sin. Before Christ, sin was our master. We were enslaved to sin. But in Christ, that relationship has changed. Your sin has been pardoned. It is no longer your master, and now it must be subdued. And that is one of the major themes of Romans 6, subduing sin. What happens when salvation breaks sin's dominion over us? What happens when we start to follow the way? This is what I like to call our free won't. See, we talk a lot about our free will, right? Our ability to choose. But in Christ, we now also have free won't. We can say no to sin. Why? Because we're no longer slaves to it. We have died to sin. And Paul is about to explain exactly what that means and how that happens. Follow for part 2.